So you can see already that the struggle though of sitting and the head lift. But, so I am just going in, I don't care which way I get. So I've just already done the pelvis, but here I'm just looking for the pelvis. Now guys, I'm going through this, I'm gonna go down in detail too. So if something's not clear, we'll be doing it quite a few times. I think I have a total of 8 to 10 babies coming in. So I'm just gonna do her in with each hip. So you can see the difference of the right versus the left. I'm gonna go underneath the knee. Who's that? Who's that? That's one benefit of the camera, that they get to see themselves quite well. So that's half the entertainment. The foot. And see already, you can just see it's just a bit hard to counter this foot. And this knee.
So right now you're just assessing.
Right now, this is the assessment, that you're just going in, and you can see already how she's really trying to move around my foot, but see the difference now. See how this foot, I can go around here versus here. And then I'm just coming underneath the shoulders and her elbow. This was the only sad part that I called it the newborn assessment, because I wanted it to, my goal is for it to be done in hospitals, right when the baby's born. But it's unbelievable, even if the child's a day old, well, it's not a newborn anymore, and it's like, you know, but. What do we set? And I'm just going in. Now I could tilt her on her side, or I can just go through here just to see where her spine's at. Or I can come up this way and just see how she, notice how much I counter as well as with her. And I'm just gonna see if I can take her around just to do her head. Normally if she was working on my table, I wouldn't even be doing the assessment this way. She's also a very heavy little girl, which she shouldn't be. And so, now this kind of stuff, is she contracting because of her head, or is she doing it because the camera's there? But as you get more used to doing the babies, you'll see. And you can tilt
What do you mean
around.
she shouldn't be heavy?
If you pick up a baby and they feel just heavy, and so that means that just the extension through the spine just isn't as nice as it could be. But if she feels heavy, it's going to be harder for her to do things.
That was cute. A little roll.
So now I'm going to get to work.
Ooh, that feels good, huh?
My touch is just very, very gentle. I'll be working on all of you guys, so you get to feel it. And I'm just really going in, almost like tuning a piano, and I'm just right there. You can just... Now, what was her birth? Was she a C? Or is she natural?
Vaginal.
Yeah. Full term?
She was 5 weeks early.
Okay. So NICU time?
Just a week.
Okay.
Are you right on the spine or beside the spine?
I'm besides the spine. Sorry.
Do you know anything about her history at all?
Nope.
Okay.
I go blind.
Is it better to not know, kind of?
You know what? I like to just be open. And also the way a parent presents, like for her to say, oh, she was just a week in the NICU, to me that was 7 days is a long time, as you know, in ICU. So I just look at it differently, but a lot of people too they're so used to presenting a diagnosis, and if you're not open to the other things, then you're not going to pick up other things. Like my son was so bad that he actually presented with the HIV lesions that had granuloma annulare, and they gave me topical steroids and sent him home at 3.5 years old. And I'm going, guys, he's an autoimmune failure. Who's not worried about my child? So. just going in there, and again, just, you can, look at how much I'm moving, you know? I'm not standing here like this. And just, now again, nice and slow. There, so it's a, don't mean to keep moving you back. I'm actually just doing that for camera purposes, sorry. This is a huge developmental milestone. If a baby doesn't play with their feet, they're going to have the hardest time standing up. The reason is that this is one of the first times, other than with nursing, when they're playing with the breast tissue and stuff, they're actually learning how to oppose two forces at once. These are some of the principles I'm going to be teaching you. But for a human body to have locomotion or any kind of movement, acceleration, you have to have the two opposing forces. And so when they grab their feet for the first time, or play with objects off the feet, now see how much she's got to go and she still hasn't presented the head. So now I'm just going to take her head and just, did I get too close? Right. So that's an awkward position for her. What? Here, do you want those feet again? So what I'm doing here is the chest cavity, as you can see, doesn't want to cross midline. So I'm just lightly rotating into the interior of her left side so I can see if I can bring her right. And then I'll go this side because she moved. This is the fun part about working with babies. As I like to say, you get a butt, you work on a butt. You get an arm, you work on an arm. But I mean, to have a plan.
Has to be an adjustable one, huh? Adjustable plan.
Well, even with you guys, you show up, I'll say, what am I, you know, do you have a request list? And if not, you know, I do what I see I need to do, but I don't know if you slept wrong or had a bad night. Even Stuart came in telling me what to do. So here, if you've noticed, this is a little bit hard. It's easier sort of where Carolyn's at. Even though she's looking at me, notice I can't present her hip up. So see how where the chest cavity is, and I can't tilt it where if she'd go into a crawl.
So you're trying to do that?
I'm trying to actually twist her spine. Her spine doesn't want to twist. So instead, this is where I'll be teaching you, she's doing too much same. So she's actually trying to do more this, then twist the spine to do this. But again, most people are seeing she's rolling over, her head's coming up, she's doing great, and she is doing great. I just want her to be even better.
She looks awesome.
Can you see that though? It's very difficult though to lift her right pelvis. See how much she's doing with the upper chest cavity, and it's not going on with the chest. So I don't want her to lose her balance. You always have to keep them successful. I'm going to try from this way. See how much she has to go around? And her,
Oh my gosh.
well, that's what she doesn't realize. She's about to go in, that would be a fall. There we go. So that was her first time. Now her foot's starting to come down to the floor on the. And she's transferring her weight much better, just from that little bit.
Is the goal for her, sorry if I keep asking questions, but is the goal for her knee to be down or for her foot?
Well, it would be great if her foot could get down. It's actually starting to present now to the floor. So see, if the pelvis goes out like this, how am I going to get my foot down, right? If my pelvis can tilt, then I can bring my foot up. And also, you know, it's a pre-standing skill. There we go. See the difference now?
Mm-hmm.
But if she keeps her pelvis straight and she's trying to do it all through here, at some point, it might work for now, but by 7, 8 months, she's just going to get stuck again. Babies only do things that are work for them. They don't do anything that's difficult or that will hurt them. They're smarter than us. If you wake up and hurt your back, you can still say, well, I'm halfway in Phoenix, I might as well go to the seminar. Or I have to take care of the kids, as you know. Babies will they'll find a different way of doing it.
Or not do it, maybe.
Right. So just because someone can't do it, is it because they can't do it or because they can't do it? And I think most people assume if a child's not doing something, it's because they can't do it. And I try and go, well, okay, well, why not? There. Now, this is the first time she's doing this, where I now can roll her pelvis down to her. So I'm just letting her hang out. There she goes. But see how that pelvis had to... Yeah. And they know it. Just, yeah.
Good.
Yay.
See now it just... And now she's learning how to transfer her weight back and forth away. See now, that's it. I just want her to breathe. See now how much more the pelvis can come down and she can go. Just... You can tell she's never rolled this way. She only rolls the other way.
She's hesitating.
Yeah, she's hesitating. But the breath goes first. So just nice and slow. And then again, come back. See how much nicer now the head is? It just comes right into position. Now she's... Yeah. It feels good. Look at that teeter-totter now, you know? I'm going to just bring her a little bit up on the elbows. See now how nice and loose that spine is? I hate to say the word loose, but that's just what it is. Yeah.
You should try this.
Looks good to me.
Can you see the difference?
Yeah, definitely.
So now, see the difference. See the difference how she's just here versus here. See now the eyes can still stay with the movement and go around versus here, see, she's starting to hesitate.
And she's kind of looking back.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Any time you guys have questions, feel free. Now I'm just
Yeah,
gonna...
please. I don't want to be the only one asking.
Oh, no, but that's what...
I have so many questions.
No, you have 3 days of me, honestly. I will answer everything. I'm a real open book. That's just the way it is.
And everyone learns from everyone else's questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times when you're asking, I'm thinking about it, but I haven't asked yet.
Plus, I know
See how
Michelle
it
pretty
goes from
well.
the knee up into the elbow?
Oh my gosh.
There. Now see how this is how I can use myself. That was nice. Very good.
It's really interesting when you did that, her tongue started doing different things.
Yeah.
She made a different shape with her tongue.
Yeah.
Stuck it out.
Notice too, I don't fix right away. You know, I'm not propping her hands or fixing them. Can we not like work on just crawling off the table
I know.
just yet? When they get it, it's just like boom. Oh, there we go. And see, now, again, I wouldn't want her sitting it per se, but I just want her to show that getting in and out. I know.
Got my set, I'm ready to go.
But you see too, this is where Diane comes in though, how much freer her eyes are getting. Yeah. Now she, oh, okay, we can go that way. Hi.
Good job.
Can I take some photos of you?
Oh, yeah. Right. See now, again, how I just lightly roll her to percent on her knees. Again, she's 6 months old. I'm not expecting this, but at least the vocabulary is getting into her system. She's getting confidence. I haven't put her in any sort of failure or But these are the babies that really you have to be available for, because she's healthy. She's eating well, she's sleeping well, she's got a bit of the GERD thing going on. The objective now, see again, now that the eyes can go in and out of that position, the objective is keep on doing what you're doing, Mom. She's sleeping well, she's on the growth chart, she looks pretty, she presents well. But she always would have just been a little bit of a struggle. You know what I mean? Life just would have been, but now she just wants to. This is where they get hungry, because they start wanting to. Yeah, there's toys right there if someone wants to get a beat or. What? She's like, I'm done with this lady.
So is this creating more neural connections?
Oh,
Is that what
absolutely.
it's
Yeah. It's like coming here. You could have come here through Flagstaff. Would it be efficient? No.
No.
But you still would have gotten here.
What's that?
The more options you have, you could have said, oh, I can go down 17, I can go down the back roads through Yarnell, I can do, you know what I mean? That's the intelligent brain. Well, that's what movement is. When does panic happen to you? When you have no options. That's what a baby goes through. And where do you think the GERD's going to then come from? Because they have these little, you know,
Makes a lot of sense.
do I breathe or do I swallow? Breathing will come first for a baby. That's why all of our kids have such eating issues.
And drooling, like for Camila.
Yeah.
Probably it's part of the breathing.
Swallow or breathing, she picks breathing, because she's smarter. We'll just choke, you know. And Diane just knows how my tempo is, and she just works with me. I mean, she's just great that way. And then she's looking for, oh, you can go in. What are you looking for?
I was just making sure she'd followed around and there wasn't any problem at midline.
So when you say there wasn't any problem in midline, that she'd be able to focus in midline? Or
That she wouldn't stop or she wouldn't do something at midline, like it almost catches. And then if we wanted her to roll over, we can get her to do it visually. So that's nice with,
She's like, you okay? You want to roll over, lady? So it's. See now the difference in her balance, how she just comes across. And then she can come back, just pull the legs lightly, and she's just right there. And this is sort of what I've been teaching you this week too, Bruce, and stuff, and I'll be showing you this weekend. Notice when she does come over and back, that the elbows almost are like a pendulum, and they just come right, they know where to place in. Can you see? But can you see how she's attentive with this toy and not concerned with what her body's doing? Just like driving a car. You don't watch your hands when you're driving a car. If you did, you'd just be around a tree. So now I can start putting a little bit of rotational pressure up through her torso. Just so she has, a sitting.
What you were showing before.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be is how do you know what is the right amount of pressure?
Oh, you'll be learning that all this weekend. I'm actually going to teach you touch.
it looks like a lot more than it is.
Yeah.
That's what, but then, you know, on the other hand of receiving it, you feel, sometimes I feel like, oh, go a little deeper there, but then I know from previous, I mean, the chiropractor can go as deep as he wants, but it still goes back to where it was.
Right, because you didn't learn how to be there.
Right.
Hi there. What you doing? What happened, huh? What happened?
And now you can start introducing any kind of lose, those kind of thing. But I never just bring the knee up. See how she'll stop? And this is all the stuff I'll be teaching you. A light rotation comes in, and then the system can respond. Again, light rotation, rotate out. So it's almost, again, like driving a car kind of thing. Just... Every child's going to get an hour of me, if they'll stand it. Again, the babies, sometimes they're just a half hour. As you can see how much she's working, she might get pretty hungry.
Okay, I have, that already.
Here you go. There you go.
And then we can go in and out too, where she can still get an hour, but you can just,
Michelle, how did you know where to start?
Well, first you do the assessment, and then you just see where the baby's comfortable with you. And then you can, so that's one thing that I found very difficult with a lot of my trainings, is you got more of a 1, 2, 3. And sometimes to become a really good chef, let's say, you've got to be able to just wing it. And I'm going to give you just a looser way of being that, because if you offer rotation, the system automatically responds. But with an application touch, like, so if I just say, go off of her, top of her SI in through the pelvis and just lift a couple of times, do you see how she's not playing with me? You know what I mean? She's not playing with my touch. But if I just sit here in the same kind of thing and just work off of, as Diane or her eyes go one way, and then I just move. See how much more her system participates? But I can do this now from her foot. I can do it from the other foot. I really want to open that power to you guys, that you can just apply the principles, but from many different avenues. And she'll be able to respond to that and benefit.
But when you do the assessment and then kind of assess, is it where you start coming from an intuitive place or coming from just functionally what you see?
Really, it's the way the baby's
Maybe
presented. Some
comment.
parents do head first, so I'll just go in under the shoulders. Some babies, I'll look at their temperament. If they look like they've had more of a birth trauma, I'm not going to spin them on the table per se. I'll go to the opposite side to lift the head or do the pelvis. Honestly, I wouldn't have to do an assessment. I can just go like this on a child, and I know.
Right.
But that's not the point. The point is to be able to show the before and after, because that's what so many modalities look for. So when she was here, right? Now, she didn't know how to float her eyes the first time, and she wanted to go here. So to bring her eyes up, she actually was going way back here just to have eyesight. Does that make sense now? Versus being able to go here. And that she could look to here to here. But because she couldn't bring her eyes up, she had to move her back that far back to bring her eyes into that. So what's going to happen now? Now my breath goes. Am I going to fall? I've lost the object. And so if I didn't have my hand there, she would have fallen. Now she wouldn't